All praises, glory, and honor to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi Bahasham Rakakadash.
Breaking at 4, the Pentagon is now apologizing for a drone strike in Afghanistan last month, calling it a tragic mistake. A U.S. military general announcing this afternoon as many as 10 civilians, including 7 children, were killed in the August 29th attack, not an Islamic State extremist as first believed.
I offer my profound condolences to the family and friends of those who were killed. This strike was taken in the earnest belief that it would prevent an imminent threat to our forces and the evacuees at the airport. But it was a mistake, and I offer my sincere apology.
General Frank McKenzie provided a map of the vehicle they were tracking. The strike happened just days after the attack at the Kabul airport, where 13 U.S. service members were killed during the withdrawal. General McKenzie apologized for the mistake and said the U.S. is considering making payments to the victims' families.
All right, shalom, brothers and sisters in this truth. I'm your brother, Mr. LJ, coming to you again with another lesson. Lord willing, this will be edifying to those of you who are tuning in. And as you can see here with that opening clip there with the general apologizing for killing those civilians in Afghanistan, but they deem as a mistake. You can see a parallel of that of what they do here in Great Babylon and around the world. But let's focus on Great Babylon, and in particular the children of Israelite. Okay. That is us, the Latinos, the blacks, Native American in this country. Okay, and this has always been the words that these Edomites, these wicked devils always use when they go out and they do mass murder, is that it was a mistake. We feared for our lives. We thought there was an imminent attack. A cop walked with a doggone gun, gets out his vehicle with his gun pointed at a simple traffic stop, and the person, who happens to always be a so-called black man or a black woman, ends up dying for what should have been just, hey, let me see your driver's license, okay? And this is how they justify their wickedness around this globe, okay, in the name of fearfulness, hope, democracy, and freedom for the American evil, wicked, perverted, abominable ways, okay? Let's go into the book of Numbers 35 and 16. It says, and if he smite him with an iron instrument of iron so that he die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. Okay, this is what is going to happen to this doggone man. Okay, and when I say this man, that was talking about from the so-called white man. Okay, that gives the orders, all the way down to the little infant that just came out of the friggin' doggone wicked kid bitch pussy yesterday or this morning. Okay, that is what is going to happen. Okay, continuing, the murderer shall surely be put to death. Salakia. And if he smite him with throwing a stone wherewith he may die, and he die, he is a murderer. It doesn't matter how you put people to death out there, Esau. You are a murderer. Okay? And the scripture is saying that. The murderer shall surely be put to death. Or if he smite him with a hand weapon of wood wherewith he may die, and he die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. The revenger of blood himself shall slay the murderer. When he meeteth him, he shall slay him. And who is that revenger of blood? That is none other than Yahawashi. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is going to send in death angels here to put your kids, okay, your infants, little Bobby, little Susie, okay, they could be as young as doggone a day old, are going to get put to death. And there are several ways that those deaths are going to come, okay? As it's been described right here, you have put people to death through your embargoes. You've put people to death through your sword, which is your doggone weapons, okay, or weapons of mass destruction, your guns, your bullets, your Apache helicopters, your murderous soldiers or Marine or your service members, okay? Your starvation, you're paying off of the governments, okay? These wicked men that are in power in these nations, okay? You paying them off to murder their people, okay? All the way down to your damn GMOs food that you're putting out there that is murdering the people. And you're going to be put to death too, okay? So don't worry. You are building a stack, okay, of deviousness and wickedness that right now is being read in the front of the Most High Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, that these angels are watching you do on a daily basis as you shed the blood of innocent people on this earth. Okay, continuing, the revenger of blood himself shall slay the murderer. Okay, when he meeteth him, and he shall slay him. But if he trusts him hate of hatred, or hurl at him by laying out of way that he die, or in enmity smite him with his hand that he die, he that smote him shall surely be put to death, for he is a murderer. The revenger of blood shall slay the murderer, even when he meeteth him. Okay? And that is what is going to happen to you, Esau. You are a murderer, and the world is seeing that. Let's take a look at this other headline here. It says, more than 1,400 dolphins killed in Faroe Island hunt, stirring fresh anger over old tradition. So let's see it here. These Edomites, they go, and what they do is they slay all of these doggone creatures every doggone year. Now take a look at this. Take a look at this. Now, you know a dolphin is a mammal. It's really technically not really a fish. Even though it's aquatic, it actually breathes air. Okay? Highly intelligent. But this is what these people do every year. They go and they slaughter these creatures by the thousands. Okay? Now, if Esau isn't using his sonic weapon underwater, okay, that is causing a lot of these animals, these sea creatures to beach themselves, he's going around and he's slaughtering them. Look at these animals, man. Okay? They're beating them with doggone with rods of iron and slaughtering them, and saying, okay, this is going to be their food. Really? You have other means and other ways to eat. Okay? This is nothing but butchery, and they're having fun doing it because why? This murderer loves to see blood. Okay? The same way he hangs us from the trees. Okay? The same way they kill Yahawah back over 2,000 years ago. Who's going to come back and send that revenger of blood? Okay? To share the blood of their children. Okay? So you're not going to get away. Okay? You're not going to get away. All right, let's take a look at some other ways of how this man boasts of his murder. Okay, let's go into Job 9, verse 24, and it says, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Now, we already know that after the Renaissance, or during the Renaissance, that they changed all the images of what used to be so-called black kings in Europe. Okay, and those of royalty was, the face was really us, okay? And we also know that Yahawashi is a dark-skinned man, or a Negro, okay, in today's term, okay? That they changed it into Caesar Borgia, and they changed all of the history to make it look like they came up in royalty. So that today now, with their witchcraft called the media, okay, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google, freaking YouTube, whatever the hell they have out there right now, can put that out there, and people will believe it, that it's them, okay? And that's what they teach you in these institutions. Now it says here, the rise in black unemployment is about more than race. Okay, and this article will go on like that, and what they always bring out, education. So their way of, instead of actually taking responsibility for the fact that they are a grievous, racist, despicable set of people that have hogged everything for themselves in this wicked kingdom, okay? They take no responsibility. They say it's about education, and you can read this article. I will put it in the LinkedIn. It is the same old crap. It doesn't matter right now. If you are a Jake and you are continuing to trying to make it in this wicked kingdom, you are a doggone fool. This place is going to be destroyed. Esau is going to be put to death. His kids are going to be put to death. His little infant is going to be put to death. These little cavelings are going to be caveling babies are going to be put to death. Their bitches are going to be put to damn death. And there's a whole lot of scriptures they're going to be bringing out in multiple lessons to come forward that is going to talk about the way this man and his woman and his little monkey ass fucking kids are going to be put to death in this nation and all across the world. I will show you videos of where these people are trying to kick these motherfuckers ass right now because they hate these wicked ass people that are freaking going, turning their nation into a cesspool of faggotness and homosexuality and bullshit, okay? And wickedness and lies, all right? Let's take a look at what their, France recalls ambassador to U.S., Australia over sub deal. Now, if you read this article, it's talking about basically, the U.S. going behind their back and creating a deal with Australia. And France took their ambassador out. Now, if you read this, that's France is actually part of the G7. They're not even sending their people out there. Okay, they are now. This leads into those nations that are going to start to hate their allies, hating Babylon and turning against her. And when Babylon needs them the most, they're not going to be there. Okay, because what war have really the United States actually won? None. There's a reason why in the newspaper the other day, they were talking about a general calling China and sucking the Chinese nuts sack saying, hey man, we don't really want to start a war with you. We got a crazy ass president that wants to freaking push that damn button, okay, and start a war with you. Why? Because the United States have not fought a country of men. They've gone into these countries with these 90-pound men walking around with doggone sticks and stones, trying to tend to goat and fish, and then slaughtering the whole doggone villages and stuff like that in the name of terrorism. And these people, they're gonna come over and invade our lands and all that stuff for that. You people gotta be fucking stupid to believe this bullshit. All right, let's go into the book of Isaiah 59 and 18. It says, according to their deeds, accordingly he will repay fury to his adversaries. And who's the adversary? None other than the so-called doggone white man, these Edomites. Okay, recompense to his enemies, to the islands he will repay recompense. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. So basically, United States, China, all these other countries that are friggin' the cahooch, okay, with their wicked, their wanton wickedness around this world, you are going to fear the name of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Okay? When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them. And we know that they're coming. We know that they're coming. And how do we know that they're coming? We can see it in the headlines, and we know through the scripture that they're going to be coming because they've been making their move already. Okay, for example, one of their best little doggone whore that was Eve out there named Nicki Minaj has turned around and really screwed up their shit. And we can go into the book of Job 5 and 12, and it says, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. They meet with darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as in the night. But he saved the poor from the sword and from their mouth and from the hand of the mighty. Okay, and they never suspected, okay, all this craftiness, where they get it, they pay millions of dollars to people like Nicki Minaj and Beyonce and Jay-Z and all these other niggards that are out there, living the life here in Babylon, to go and keep our people in wickedness. Okay, now we know this. We've seen the videos of this woman. We know this woman like to shake her ass, and she's wicked as fucking hell. Okay, but they never thought, and neither did we, that this woman actually stood up and said the V word, and now it's making headlines. Okay, it says Nicki Minaj called up the White House for saying she wasn't invited to visit to discuss C-19, blah blah blah. Okay. Now, you know how these Eve like to roll their head and go, I ain't lying. Okay. Now you can play this video. I'll put the link inside there. You can take a seat and take a look at this. But there's been, for the last couple of days, there's been a controversy because you see, it's important to have people like Nicki Minaj and Beyonce and Rihanna, all these other Eves and Jakes out there, okay, with their saggy ass pants that have some name, who's influencing not only the youth here in Babylon, Sodom, but also across this earth, okay, to stay continues in his wickedness. But unbeknownst to Esau, okay, unbeknownst to him, the spirit of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is going to be upon this entire earth. And although someone like her might be a wicked whore, we don't know if she's part of the hopefully elect. Okay, so this is now throwing a little screw into them because they're not expecting their experiment, these who they set up, to then turn around and say, wait a minute, I don't believe you. Okay? So it says, Nicki Minaj gets support from Spice and Maka Diamond after fallout. Okay? You can see the headline right there. Okay? And it goes on and on. Now, she's getting the support from people like Lil Wayne and all these other unscrupulous type of jakes that we wouldn't think would actually still stand up. And apparently, according to her, because she's inside of this, 80% of these so-called puppets, these wicked doers, against what they're trying to deal with out there. So Esau now has a problem. You do have a problem because even the little wicked ones out there, are now stand up against you and saying, we don't know. Okay. So how do you think the man of the Lord, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, is going to stand firm against you? Dude, you just like a spit and piece of shit, okay, that has been drying out in the sun for a very long time, okay, in the eyes of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. And that's how we see you, okay? So you've got the problems to go deal with these people right here like that. You are going to get disappointed. You are going to be loose, okay? You are going to have a visitation, okay, coming from the Revenger of Blood, who's going to put your little friggin' they're going to shitbag, shit-stained crap kids to death, your wife, and you, and all you love, all of you. Okay, you're not going to get away with your murder, and every hand of the wicked is going to come upon your ass. And those are some other lessons that's going to come out there, because you need to understand what is going to happen to you, Esau. All right. And with that, I'd like to give all glory and honor to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi Bahasham Rakakadash. Hopefully all of you were edified with this. I'd like to give salutation and double honors to the apostle of Great Millstone, brothers, teachers, okay, and to you brothers that are putting out this truth daily, fearlessly, and to you brothers and sisters that are tuning in, Shalom.